So 2013 has been a rough year. Right before 2013 started, I had my small bowel resection and got my ostomy. And the ostomy was supposed to be no big deal. When they talked to us about it, they made it seem like it was nothing. But mine was a little devil, for lack of a better word. And my memories of early 2013 are ER trips, lots of IV fluids, getting up every hour in the middle of the night to empty my bag, and yet still managing to go to school. And amidst all that, Will was there to help me through everything and made being that sick a lot easier at school. And then, as a gift from God, I guess, I was able to pull out that semester with a 4.0. And then start my summer, which I had been told if I wanted to finish school, I couldn't work over the summer. So my summer was lazy, spent lots of time up in Lexington, lots of time doing odd jobs around the house, trying to make money, until my surgery rolled around on July 25th. The surgery itself went great, except for the fact that you have a big hole in your stomach when they're done. It's not real pretty, but it heals up nicely. And then, exactly a week after that surgery, I got obstructed and was in a lot of pain and was throwing up, and we ended up going to the ER at 4 in the morning. And little did I know that ER trip would turn into a 5-week-long hospital stay. It was the longest I had ever been in the hospital. I had an NG tube, which is the most awful thing. I used to walk around the floor and spit in each sink as I went so that I wouldn't have to swallow. And most obstructions clear themselves up on their own if they're formed by adhesions, which is what our guess was, considering I just had surgery. And we did CT scan after CT scan, and I walked 5 miles a day thinking surely I could clear it up. My mom used to say I would fall asleep pressing on my abdomen trying to massage the adhesions out. 4 weeks after being there, they finally went in and did surgery and realized that there was nothing that we could have done besides surgery to get rid of those adhesions. So I started the fall 2013 school year a week behind, and Hanover has been so great about helping me, but it was intimidating coming in behind in all my classes. I could barely walk, quite frankly. I was a little wobbly, as one of my professors put it, had lost a lot of weight. Was barely functioning, but was determined to be back at school. And so I started off the semester, and things got easier, and we started back up to Sabri. And then, even though things were getting easier, I wasn't getting any better. And the medicine wasn't working. And so we decided that I was going to come off the Tisabri and do no food and supplemental nutrition. And at first we were going to do a feeding tube, and then we realized that I have severe gastroparesis, and that just wasn't going to work. We finally ended up on TPN. And I've been doing the TPN now for over 4 weeks. It's not doing a whole lot. And it's really hard to not eat through the holidays. But through it all, through everything, I've had blessings. I was offered an internship that I worked really hard to get, and it meant a lot to me to be offered that despite everything I've been through. I won a Crohn's scholarship, and it was a recognition of fighting to stay in school despite being so sick. And I got 2 4.0s, spring and this fall. And people congratulate me and tell me, you did such a good job. But to me, that's what I work towards. I give up everything else in my life for my education. And I'm willing to do that, but in order to do that, I'm going to do the best that I possibly can do. And I've realized that I don't see things the way people my age see them. Being sick teaches me that I have zero control over my life. At any moment I could become obstructed and be in the hospital. I have zero control over the ultimate picture of my life. And I'm forced to think about things that most people my age don't think about. I have to think about how I'm going to pay for being sick when I graduate. So it's not get a job, have the basic expenses. It's get a job and have Crohn's disease that you're going to have to pay for the rest of your life. So it better be a job that you can support yourself doing that. And I have to face everything logically. If I look at things emotionally, I may do something that's not good for my health, and one simple mistake can have long repercussions. And so I'm finding that sometimes it's easier to turn off your emotions and face things logically. Because when I face things logically, I can make sense of them. But when I bring in my emotions, everything kind of stops making sense. So I turn them off. And I'm able to go and do what I need to do and accomplish and be a high achiever despite what I'm going through. And so my goal for the new year is to learn to dance in the rain. To not just survive. That my whole life is a storm. There really aren't parts that aren't stormy. There's parts that are less stormy. But overall, my life is stormy. And so my goal for 2014 is to learn to dance in the rain despite my illness. And I'm going to need a lot of help to do that. But as I count down to the new year, I remember how tough this last year is. And I pray that next year is going to get easier, and the year after that easier. And I know that God has a plan, and I look forward to seeing where that plan goes. Happy New Year, and thanks for watching, and check out my blog, mynotsonnormallife.weebly.com. Thanks.